turn out.
Yeah. See, you will put it.
Some,
Big single for an overtime.
yeah.
You'll catch, you find out what time it was. We're over.
Who does that?
I'm sorry, that's great. That's okay. Good try.
What time was it?
5:48.
Oh, okay, we got a little bit of wait.
48 both places.
Happy New Year, everyone.
New Year? Oh, it actually did cool here.
Good.
Yep.
Good.
Yeah.
You know, Dennis, it's good you don't go duck hunting around here, cause you might find a lot of corn.
Oh, yeah? Where's that at?
Oh, I feed them twice a day, and I go through 200 pounds of corn every 2 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah, this is just.
Oh, like I said, you can come up and
It's like 50
get those
bucks.
geese anytime.
I saw them hanging out there the other day.
Yeah, I got a pile of them.
Yeah.
They come in the
This is
morning and
something
they go out in the evening.
Mm-hmm.
They know when to eat.
If you wanted to do
They all circle around in front of the window and quack like crazy when they, if I don't get out there.
They're yelling for you. Yeah, that's not corn.
They eat a lot, man. It's like, takes them less than 5 minutes and it's all gone.
You change that. Screensaver?
Yeah, close.
The Eagle screensaver.
No.
I look at it and yeah.
So they beat the Giants.
They're talking about resting their starters.
Yeah, right. I guess it doesn't change the seating anymore, right?
I have a bunch of, actually, they went in Dallas ties, things they make off of stuff. There is some
Yeah, there's
big
nothing.
letters and I just think things that were mailed here by mistake.
I went through some of my stuff this weekend, so I have some here. You need any, or you know anybody's making any goodies? I've got some ton of burlap and stuff that
Alright.
just sat for years.
Might be something our snipers might be
I was
honest.
gonna say, if I can just hint down, there's no netting with it, it's just the burlap. I have some, pretty good material, it's just the green and some brown, so might be good, like contrasting. I'll give that to you. Yeah, brush comes back.
Here, you hold the one, because I said
Yeah,
it
we're
was
looking,
one
yeah.
time.
He's like, I would have pay attention to
Yeah.
the but you're right. So, very appreciative.
Yeah, on the tactical side, you should be careful about wearing it back and sit through 2 seconds.
Only 3 minutes went by.
Only what?
Only 3 minutes went by.
Okay. Everybody's got to watch the ball drop.
Nope, in bed,
9:30, I was out.
in bed.
Did you?
Every year we do exactly the same thing. Like Pete Uncle till the ball drops and we go home. Knew that. I'm looking, I'm listening for EMG. Oh, you got corporate license. I said, no, you got corporate. Because it's corporate. Okay. So they see the, I never seen this PA. This PA's going through this. This is the super, he goes, I gotta go get a surgeon, so he goes, thank God. And he says, the surgeon agrees with you, it's not just a couple times, but that finger's just, right, not the problem. So, I was gonna actually thought there was one, but I wasn't good at the right name. So I didn't think of my appointments the day after the holiday. So, they took the orders in and they said, radiology will call you about your x-ray. So, I had another appointment. I went down to radiology, I said, hey, I'm busy, you guys. She said, I know you do the x-ray, she said, but, we might have to schedule this MRI. So, she says, here, fill out this paperwork. And, she says, come back when you do the x-ray. Fill out the paperwork, come back. She said, don't move. Or don't move, CAT scan, like that. I love when a plan come together.
That's what usually happens.
All that, and they're gonna say, oh, well, let's try physical therapy. And then they'll say, well, if that doesn't work, we're going to do surgery. It just was all.
Get worried about me? Got a task.
That's my job.
Never worry about it.
Never worry about it.
Yeah, I got stuck in court, I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Just got started yet? Did I walk in the middle of it or just?
No, we just started.
Okay.
Very good.
on the agenda.
Okay.
As we were explaining last month,
I can't do
no, as we said, unless it's a life or death, which is not, right? That's why we did the,
No, technically, you can't seat anybody until you do. Well, you can't seat Scott, can't seat me.
The managers in continuing, when we say can't seat you, there's 3 supervisors that would proceed. So essentially what happens here is you don't have it in the, on the agenda and it really can't be done.
Does it have to be done in public?
So we could do it at that time, we don't even work on it, correct?
Got 10 minutes.
Yeah,
you could,
you could do it right now real quick.
You just do it right now?
yeah, because
No, we don't. No, we don't.
normally I always do the oath office before the meeting.
You can just go do it now and be done.
Yeah,
Okay.
normally, if it's at some notaries with them or something, yeah, that's what we did.
Yeah, so,
We never did it in the meeting before. We did
Whose
it,
idea was it?
I don't know.
Whose idea was it?
No, just, I don't know. Yeah, because normally it's, they try to do
It's
it
done
before.
long in advance and filed with the secretary.
Yeah,
Mine was done after. Really?
mine was
Say that
done.
again?
Mine was done after. Or right before.
It was done before.
Yeah, because this is, yeah, you have to do it before, you have to do it before.
Yeah, the day before.
Yeah, 'cause
So whose idea, so whose idea was it to have this in public?
I don't think so, Rich, because he can't have your Scott have it. No, I mean, it's, still got 2 minutes, it's, I mean, just, normally you just, take 5 seconds, you do the thing, you sign, you're done.
Well, most people do it at a notary weeks ago.
we'll hold on to this, sir. We're ready to go?
It's a long day, I came in at like 3 o'clock, started, it was like 5, we're still in there. It was, it started out good, I felt sort of comfortable, it was great.
Did you go, Scott?
No, he's getting himself organized and professional.
Hey, I'm Judge Mike Hoffman, I'm the new district judge in the area. I think I've not been quite yet, except for some here. So, all right, you gentlemen ready to be sworn in? Okay. So I'm just gonna do both these same time. Do you, Richard Howard, I'm sorry, raise your right hand. Do you, Richard Howard, and Scott Coolidge, solemnly swear or affirm that you will support, obey, and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of this Commonwealth, and that you will discharge your duties in Robeson Township, Berks County, with fidelity.
I do.
Congratulations.
All right, thanks, Rick.
Yeah, congratulations. Fill out your paperwork, I just put a seal on this, and we've got, who needs this for recording and?
Well, I'll take that afterwards. and
Okay,
we'll
I'm
record,
gonna
so-
seal right out here,
Okay.
Take care of this.
You need to sign that too.
Yeah, you guys have to sign it.
It was there a minute ago.
Oh, I don't doubt that for a minute.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
It happens.
There we go.
No point getting
Musical,
excited.
there we go,
It's not
musical
like
pen, we're having fun.
pen swap, nothing major.
Alright, we'll call the January 2nd Robeson Township reorganization to order at 6:02. We will do a pledge of allegiance and a moment of silence for all military personnel. Pledge
allegiance to the flag, United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Mr. Donovan. Here. Mr. Bidwell.
Here.
Mr. Rhodes.
Here.
And Mr. Brown here. Now, old business, this was what we discussed.
Hold on a second, Chris. The question has been raised whether the meeting was advertised properly. So when did we advertise this on the, pursuant to the Sunshine Law, in a newspaper of general circulation?
Good play, that's not.
So the meeting has not been advertised, it's not in order, and
Hasn't been,
needs to
was
be
it on the website? I
rescheduled.
don't look at that.
It's on the website.
The website was not timely, and that's not sufficient in and of itself.
Wasn't it,
So the meeting is not in order, Mr. Chairman, and I ask that we recess until it's been properly advertised pursuant to the Sunshine Act.
I don't know when it, I thought when that, we got the email. You know, that's the same.
So we
We
need to,
advertise with the meeting schedule, so.
we need to say that
It
again?
would have been advertised with the meeting schedule, so
When was that?
that was published. And it had to advertise with the meeting schedule.
It was on the website, right?
The website's not effective. I don't believe at this point that I've seen that. If you have it, when would that have been advertised?
Sorry, I'm on a little bit of a loss at the moment, so what exactly are we speaking?
We're speaking of advertising this reorganizational meeting. Where's the advertising for that?
Well, wouldn't it have been advertised with the calendar for the year?
It was.
Yeah.
Okay, when was that?
I don't know.
Did you see that?
I didn't see it, no.
It says right now, the Board of Supervisors reorganization meeting is scheduled for January 2nd, 2024 at 6 p.m. at the Robeson Township Municipal Building.
When is that?
And it was
When is
with
that?
the meeting agenda.
But are you looking at the website or are you looking at the paper?
I'm looking at the website.
Okay, the website doesn't matter, the newspaper does, and if it was done, okay, I'm not sure that it was. I believe the meeting needs to be recessed.
Well, I don't mean it's true, but they were always done back in October or November when you did it for the next year.
Something being
Yeah.
verified.
On the calendar.
Yeah,
I thought it was the end of
pretty sure it's on the calendar because they did it every year.
We don't have a way to verify that?
Looking at the calendar, okay.
Chris, do you still get electronic, Ready Eagle?
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
Maybe you could log in and see what it shows up.
What, I don't know how to, yeah, let's see.
That's what's on the dates on the website.
Yeah, but who does a submission of them? Because that's whoever submitted them to get, for the calendar, we have.
It's not in here.
That's what we all play with electronic devices.
Who usually sends them out when we do our yearly? Wasn't that out of the managers? So it should be in the email.
Let's see. 2:30 you every day?
It's apparently not, because I don't believe it's been advertised. I'm willing to be convinced otherwise if someone can produce that. But I did not. I have not seen that. I've had questions on that.
So I guess the question, sir, would be, when did we realize that this may not have been?
This would be under
It's
classifieds, right?
it goes from Amity to, that's in the Red Eagle.
Anybody got Gene's number, call him, see what do next?
I think the answer's obvious, Mr. Steve. If it's not been advertised, it's not a duly.
Gene, how long ago did you know that?
Say that again?
How long ago
Could
were
you do
you
your
read?
name and address, please?
Yeah, Joy Bridenstine, 961 Rock Hollow Road. If you knew that, how long ago did you let it go? I mean, you should have
If I knew,
notified them. Yeah, you said you
If I
wrote
knew,
complaints. You should have let someone know so it could be corrected. Isn't that part of your responsibility? I would think so.
I guess we think kind of differently on that issue. I
Apparently
noticed it,
not.
I noticed that I got a couple of calls yesterday to answer your question, but
I can't find it, but I can't find any Robeson stuff right now. It's not what I hope to switch it for.
Happy New Year, Mr. Brown.
No, that's one of my buddies on Facebook. Nice looking bird on it. Yeah, it's a nice one. Yeah. Oh, it would've. Yeah, he was pretty.
His thing there said that they had photos on that, it could be anywhere.
Like I said, I went down there. I think it would be, it seems like.
Just waiting for Gene to call me back. She tried calling back a couple minutes ago.
Apparently our manager left the public meeting, went outside and called our solicitor. Which, you know,
I did, too. Asked him.
I would object to that. I think the public meeting should be public. And I certainly would object to that. So then, Richard, you've concluded that it wasn't advertised.
Don't know that it was or was not, sir, we're looking at it, so.
And I thought, I mean, obviously we'll wait, but I had thought, that Gene had said if it's on the website, that's public and that's, would be good enough.
And that's the question that was asked of Mr. Orlando, is whether or not the notification get on the website is sufficient to.
I can read that for you if you'd like. I can read you the Sunshine Act. It's only 2 sentences or 3 sentences. I'd like to hear that. Publication of notice of place, date, time of meeting, newspaper of general circulation. If you followed the newspaper in recent days, you would see Carnarvon, Mount Penn, a number of places. So I think it's an absolute requirement. I'm not saying that it hasn't been done, I'm saying I haven't seen it and I'm asking to see it before the meeting proceeds. That's all I'm asking, that we follow the law.
I agree.
Yeah,
I mean,
I agree.
It's also gonna have an impact when the guys walk in here at 7 o'clock.
mhm. That's why we always do this at 6 o'clock, so that everything else can.
More together is October.
Well, sure, that is in fact a requirement, and I cannot locate it, I don't know if Mr. Smith's been able to locate it, but
So you have heard back from our solicitor?
I have not yet, sir, but
Okay.
he's obviously going to check for us quickly as he can.
Who would have actually placed the ad? Did we get a hold of that?
We're going through 21st Century Group, which is the one that we placed the ad through, so I would have to go back to take a look for it in the office, to see if there was one.
Did you say IRP? Or CDN? Rich?
I'm sorry,
It's alright, did you say that it was IRP or CDN? Who does those things?
that was, I believe it was 21st century media that does that.
Now it comes up on 2020, it comes on that. I wanna say it comes up for 2024, so I'm just trying to find it. Reorganization, 1 of 24. It's off a website called, I've never seen. IRP.
Rich?
Good evening, sir, how are you? I'm here with the board and.
Hang on one second, I have to turn the speaker on here,
Okay.
I'm not sure where the hell it is now. Can you hear me?
We can hear you, sir, yes, can everybody hear in the room here?
So I took a look at the Sunshine Act and the code, and we're in a real pickle, obviously. But what I think is the safest thing to do is I think the board needs to convene at 7 o'clock, the way that section 602 of the code says, but I don't think we can really actually do any business that's not going to be subject to challenge. So I think at that point we convene, we announce to the public that the requirement of public notice wasn't done under the Sunshine Act.
Okay.
And I think we have to advertise it and come back later this week. I don't know what else to do.
Well, the other question is about the planning commission then too, because
The planning commission will be in the same boat then this evening at 7 p.m. We're at 6 and they would be at 7. So that would be the same issue, would be advisable there as well, I take?
Well, are they were not advertised either?
Correct, sir. If this was not, the meeting notices were not advertised, so that there was no, that we can find, there was no advertisement of the calendar.
Yeah, under the Sunshine Act, it's section 709, and it actually says, shall give, an agency shall give public notice of its first regular meeting not less than 3 days in advance of the meeting, and all other meetings are 24 hours. So that raises a further question. Do we have to give 3 days notice or not? We were just gonna do rework tonight, right? We were not gonna.
There was other
business.
No, there was other business involved, however, that could be, if that would result in.
Well, then, if we're doing other business, other than rework, our first meeting has to be 3 days advance, 3 days publication.
Okay.
well, the other stuff on this agenda
So-
doesn't look imperative that it couldn't wait. If we
So,
could-
so could we, could that business, the old and new business be deferred until the next regularly scheduled meeting?
That's
to
what
make
I
notice,
think you have to do.
and then do the reorganization? Because the reorganization by law has to be done.
I would, first of all, I think you need to convene. Well, first of all,
Which we've done.
everybody in the township knows that this is rework, so I don't think it's gonna be a surprise to anyone. However, we do have to touch all the rate-based bounds, so, I think we convene, but we announced that it was not properly advertised. I'm gonna place an ad tomorrow, I guess the earliest time we can get in Eagle will be for, Thursday morning, and you have to be 24 hours before that, so I think you're looking at, rework sometime Friday.
Okay, so conduct the reorganization on Friday is what you're saying.
Well, you have to give at ideally, it would be 23 days, but I don't think we can do that. So, and this is Tuesday, so you're gonna place it tomorrow, it could be in Thursday's,
Yep.
Eagle, which means it has to be sometime Friday after the paper comes in. It has to be at least 24 hours. So sometime Friday.
Okay.
And the reorg does not have to be make sure that the advertisement says it's a reorganization meeting of the board.
Got
But I think the board still convenes today, you just have to announce it. We can't really deliberate or take any action.
Gene, don't you also, this is Tim Bitler, Supervisor Tim Bitler, don't you also think when we're advertising this, if we haven't already done so, we should include all the 24 meeting dates?
Yes.
So the calendar itself.
But those, what I would do, and this is a precaution, I think I would advertise those, it says, each regular rescheduled meeting at least 24 hours, and it says when, let me, just give me a second here, because I saw this right before I called Rich back about the other meetings. And shall give public notice. Yes, public notice is defined in section 703 of the Sunshine Act. And it does say that you have to give public notice of all the other meetings. So that's in addition to the newspaper. That's posting on the website, posting at the normal meeting place, and posting at the Township building.
It's never a different meeting order, posted. Well, he doesn't think.
He's just up there, the website.
No, I don't think you're like meeting at 6. Oh, well, we can ask him. Solicitor Orlando, the other question is, technically, we came into session at 6. Now, you said about coming into session at 7, but did you say 7 only because you didn't realize we started at 6?
No, that's right. That's right. If you had announced, if you had published it everywhere else that it's 6 o'clock.
So we would so we're already in session, we were just waiting for this answer, so if we just now say it wasn't properly advertised, and we'll advertise for Thursday, and we'll have the meeting on Friday, I'm assuming at 6.
Yeah, but I would announce, decide now when on Friday, and then announce that date and time. And then make sure that that's consistent with what we publish and post.
Well, now the other question is, then the planning commission meeting would need to be changed, correct? That's tonight.
I didn't understand that.
So the planning commission meeting's also this evening, the organization meeting is scheduled for
Yeah,
7 p.m. this
everyone's
evening.
been doing the same
Correct,
thing.
okay.
And then there's on Thursday, the EAC also is gonna have a reorganization meeting, I guess that's changed too.
Anything that we haven't advertised, I think we need to redo.
Got it.
I think that Friday is not gonna work because it's 3 days prior.
No, he said it's only 24 if we don't do anything else but reorganization.
We have to take out the old and new business out of that, and then, yes.
Just a
And then
reorganization.
Reorganization
let's
itself.
Reschedules one.
Yes, but now here's the other thing that I would recommend. Our first, make sure that this advertisement includes when our first regular meeting is gonna be, and make sure that meeting is more than 3 days.
It will be.
Yep.
It's next
Into
Thursday.
the ad.
Yeah, it's the 11th, I think.
It's the 11th.
Yeah, that's what the calendar says here anyway.
Yep. Okay.
mean, everything I'm telling you is, I think, the best we can do. It's not a perfect situation.
No,
Alright, well, alright, thank you.
thanks, sir.
Sir Orlando.
Okay, guys.
Alright, well, then I guess this evening we will, as you've heard, we could not have this reorganization meeting, it was not properly advertised. We will advertise things by Thursday, well, reorganization meeting will be Friday at 6 p.m. here. The planning commission meeting will also be changed, the EAC organization will also be changed, but that will all be advertised, including the 2024 schedule on Thursday.
When,
Um,
Friday at 5 o'clock, or 6 o'clock. Friday at 6 is your reorganization.
So, therefore, would anyone like to make a motion to adjourn at 6:31?
I'll make that motion.
All in favor? Alright.